Morning, it's Tuesday the 22nd of April, so it's the day after Easter Bank Holiday Monday. A little bit different for today. The plan was just to go to one little area and knock out a load of houses that I have in the same street. One has cancelled because it's an inset day, I think, so the kids are going to be at home on the lawn, and maybe there's other kids coming round. I don't really know, but he said basically it was he'd forgotten and he apologised. And the other client, who's 3 doors down or something, said they've got their gardeners in doing a load of potting up, so there's going to be pots all over the lawns. However, this has worked in my favour, because if you remember, I didn't get all the mowing done at the large lawn, so I need to go back and finish that, and I'm going to have to do that with the Time Master. So I need to get that finished so I can get that invoice in. So actually, these two houses asking to postpone has actually worked out in my favour. So we're still going to go to the area. We're just going to do 2. I had another couple round that way, but actually that I was didn't contact originally because I was waiting to see if everybody was happy to go ahead, and then that would be enough work for that day. If one cancelled, then I'd bring another one in. But as it turns out, the ones I didn't contact plus the delays, that will be a nice day next week. We'll do that on Monday. So today it's 7 o'clock and I'm just on my way to Wicks, actually, just to get some soil. Now this doesn't have to be necessarily good soil, it's not top dressing or anything, it's just a couple of areas I've kind of got I'm going to dig the soil, the grass up, lay some soil underneath and then put it back down, so it hasn't got to be good stuff. Now the reason why I'm going now is because the container doesn't open till 7:30, and I also need to go to Rigby Taylor and get some more fertilizer, but they don't open till 8:30. So in order of things, I'm going to go to Wicks, which has just opened, go and pick up some soil, then go back to the container, get all the tools I'll need for the day, and then on my way to the first job, stop off at Rigby Taylor, that will be open by then, and that is the way it has to be. So right, I will see you at the first job. 10:30 now, and I'm finally on the lawn, ready to start. You've seen this one before. The first job I had when I came to this property was to fix all the lawn in and around that wall being built, basically. And yeah, it was all very undulating and everything. It's I mean, you can look at it. It's this whole pocket and corner gets absolutely no sun. This up here just gets a mountain of leaves fall on it during autumn. It's just not perfect for lawns, but we do the best we can to try and create a lawn with some grass on it. Really struggles down there. It's always struggled down there. I've rotavated it up to freshen it up. It's so solid, but I think the problem is just the tree sucks the life out of it. It dumps a load of leaves on it during the autumn, and yeah, it's just an endless cycle. Okay, so there's the worst areas kind of seeded. The rest of the lawn's looking all right. Right, on to the next. And the next is actually a quote for this client and his neighbours, and it's the private road. I think there's only 4 houses on it, but essentially it's leaves and moss. Now, by all accounts, one of the current residents sort of does it as and when, and a bit of hedging as well. Not that hedging there, and he's moving, so obviously they need somebody to replace him. So it would be to basically clean the leaves fortnightly or something. Most of the stuff will stay on site, but also obviously this kind of mossy stuff as well. Okay, on to the second job now of the day. It's about, I guess it must be about 2 o'clock. So we've scarified. Now we've got this area here where I don't know what it was actually, whether it was a root ball that's been taken out, but it's quite deep. So we've also got this matting here under the swing. So what I'm going to plan to do is just trim it all down as tightly as I can, get it all blown out, lift the matting up and back, and then scrape out some of the high stuff, because you can see it just starts to go uphill a little bit. Get that into the hole, get some more soil into the hole, get it filled in, level that off a little bit there, and then yeah, then chuck some seed on. That's the plan. So just before I tidy up the scarifyings, I'm just going to trim this out so I can just kind of clear it all up at the same time. Okay, so that's the hole all filled in, seeded, bit of pre-seed in there as well. Client's just on a conference call, but he's going to come out and water it as soon as he's ready. Really, I've got some scarifying stripes in there. It is really looking for a decent cut now. I'm going to feed it. I think it's going to be wet tomorrow, so that'll water it in, and then the client then mows it at the weekend. That'll be perfect, because what you've got is the scarifier is not only taken out a load of moss and thatch and what have you, but also it's really stood the lawn up too. So the next cut will be, and he's just had it serviced, so it's a nice sharp blade, and yeah, it will be a nice clean cut. So it's now 4:40 and we are now on to back to Friday's job. Fortunately, I got the majority of it done, so it is just this section here now, which I'm hoping will only take an hour and a half. As I say, 4:40 now, so yeah, if I could be done by 6 o'clock, that would be ideal. I'm not entirely sure what height I'm cutting at. You can see I've already cut a section over there. Actually, I think I've cut a section down there, so I just need to match it up. I'm doing it with the Time Master, although the part has turned up, or the part I think is the part that's broken on the tractor. I haven't had time to deal with it. So yeah, we'll just be Time Mastering it. Fortunately, I know I can use the Time Master. I've cut the whole lawn with the Time Master before, so it's just this section here. And to be honest, if you think about my Friday lawns, the back gardens aren't too dissimilar size to this, and whenever the mower's not working, or I forgot the key once, I've used the Time Master, and it only, to be honest, it only takes about an hour. I'm just side discharging, so I'm not having to collect or go, you know, cut it that short that I actually need to go over it a couple of times to sort of get it down to a level. I'm literally just topping it off at this stage. So yeah, better get going, I guess. Okay, so we're about 10 to 6 now, and the aim was to finish at before 6 o'clock. I don't know if you can see, sort of, we've basically got about two to three strips, two and a half from that tree to maybe just sort of the other side of that tree. I've just run out of fuel. Fortunately, I have enough. That would be the worst thing, having to come back for a third time just to finish such a small area off. And I'm not scheduled to be over here now till, well, very rarely come over here, to be honest. So anyways, right, so as I say, nearly 6 o'clock, so we'll get those last 2 or 3 strips done, and then get out of here. Okay, so we have a very rainy day. I say very, it's the right type of rain. Sometimes you can have the wrong type of rain, but this is definitely the right type of rain, I'd say, and we really do need it. We need it for the grass. We need, this is just the village green. Yeah, we need it for all the seeding jobs I've done. We need it for the grass to grow, to justify those cuts. And it looks as though tomorrow's going to be clear, so that's great. So it is Wednesday. I did have a full day of scarifying and feeding and what have you booked in. However, I've got a few breakdown issues that I need to deal with, like the John Deere, so I need to now go and get the part for that. I'm doing a little bit with of exchange of tools with Trackmaster. So I've got the chipper, if you remember the chipper, in the back. I did get some footage from that, but it was kind of like I'd sort of done all the good stuff that the chipper would have been really good with. I'd kind of already dealt with that by the time I got hold of the chipper. So I'm hoping to get it again in August time. That's when I would probably need it the most, to be honest. Yeah, so now I've got to go over to my dealer, my sort of mechanic. He is a dealer, but he's more of a mechanic, if I'm honest. Pick up the John Deere part, drop off 2 mowers, and then yeah, then make my way to a client's house where I'm going to try and fix the John Deere. We have a new Trackmaster delivery which has already turned up. I feel that they've dropped something off at the weekend and now they're coming back because I'm meeting them at the same property to pick up the chipper. So I'm going to meet them there, and I've got a new tool to show you which I managed to get the client to buy on my behalf, which works out quite nicely, but I will show you that later. So essentially, swap over machinery, get the John Deere fixed, hopefully use the John Deere, and also use the new Trackmaster tool. Okay, so I've learned a lot about John Deere mowers today, and basically there's a preliminary and secondary belt on this, and whichever one it was I ordered, they've given me the wrong one, which is that belt there. Here's the snap belt there. So I've learnt a lot about John Deere mowers, and I'm at the stage now where if I had the right belt it would be a 10-minute job easy, putting it all back together and stuff like that. So that is that job. Can't do anything for the moment, is what it is. That's interesting, isn't it? So do you remember I said there was a Trackmaster toy which had just turned up? Here we are. So this is the 85cm Berta flail, and essentially it's mine. I mean, I don't own it, I didn't pay for it, but like the John Deere mower, I'm the one who gets to use it, and I'll be able to use it on all my clients' lawns. I'll do a little deal with the client, but yeah, essentially these 2 paddocks here is its main purpose, as well as all the wildflower areas over on the main lawn. Yeah, just going to tidy up the John Deere, get that away, and then yeah, we'll get this going. Okay, so I think it took about an hour and a half to do this whole field. Obviously I'm not getting involved in all the building stuff works, but yeah, there you go, not bad. Obviously the lighter it is, the drier it is, the quicker you can sort of bosh over it, but pretty happy. On a Thursday this week, which works out quite well. I'm back at yesterday's lawn where I was flailing. Did the second paddock, so you can see kind of how long it was. There has been bonfires in there, so there is bits of wire and stuff that I just didn't want to get involved in. The builders, before they go, are going to give it a good sweep up and a clear up, so I'll get involved then. So essentially 1 full tank of fuel did both paddocks, and this paddock took 1 hour 5 minutes, and that paddock over there, which is bigger, took 1 hour, or 1.5 hours, should I say. It makes more sense that way. Had it been dry, I definitely could have gone quicker. So yeah, not bad. Now, because I couldn't get the John Deere mower fixed yesterday, I'm out with the Time Master cutting the formal bits of grass. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment, and that is pretty much today's job. I'll show you you can see the white netting or fleece down. I'll show you the germination in a second once I finish with the mower. Okay, I haven't finished with the mowing yet, but I will show you because I happen to be walking by what's going on under here. There you go. Not bad. So even though we've got germination, it's actually the seedlings. That's the most important bit. The seed will sit there absolutely fine, but it's actually the seedlings that, if hit by frost, is going to get knocked back. So what I'm actually going to do is this has been down 2 weeks now. It's had a good dose of rain. I'm just going to leave this on till next week, then take it off, just to give it every chance it can. I also think, as a visual memory sort of jog, the big white fleece will remind the client to water it, because once I take it off they still need to water it. Okay, yesterday we had a good amount of rain, which was perfect, but we're not going to get that every day. So you know, I need to visually jog their memory, so by keeping it on that extra week, I think it's going to help. And even when I take the fleece off, I can leave the hose pipe down, and so it will still be easy for them to water it in. There's obviously the rough bits. This bit here is always, well, it should be a rough area like that, so I'm not too bothered about that. It will come in eventually, and as the grass grows it will be sort of hidden and things like that, so it's not too much of a problem. But yeah, it's all coming to plan. Hopefully the John Deere mower, will be back working next week, so we'll be able to put some stripes in. That's why I've gone dark and light, because I just don't want these stripes to sort of drown out the John Deere stripes. Okay, so we're on to the Thursday lawn. If you remember 2 weeks ago, we scalped this right down and seeded it. Obviously the top dressed areas have come up really nice. The bits where I put loads and loads of soil in to level them, they're the patches you can see with the fleece over. The client's struggling to keep on top of the watering, so it's been a bit of a field day, or a meal time for the birds. So it's germinating, it's working, it's happening. It's just a bit slower than the client would like. I'm actually pretty pleased with the germination. It's all started to germinate, and it's been 2 weeks. So I thought I'd just get this down as well, just to help out. And it looks as though I'm doing that little bit extra for the client, who I think hasn't got the required patience. So at least it'll stop the birds eating it. But yeah, no, it's coming really nice green. It's really good. 2 weeks, perfect. Saturday, just dropping the deck off at my brother's house for a little bit of welding. Let's see what he's doing. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Double stripes. So that concludes another week in lawn care. Next week we've got fortnightly regular mowing. I'm hoping to get both tractors back up and running in that time, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Otherwise I'm not sure how we're going to get it all fitted in, but we'll cross that hurdle when we come to it.